I know my grandmother always say to me, when you plant for the birds, you plant for your neighbor, you plant for yourself, and you plant for the thieves. I have a good community. So that's the blessings that this little garden is actually providing for us right now.
3 months ago, Senator Isabel Bennett started this backyard farm at her residence in Ladyville. It's a way to provide for her family during the uncertain times of the COVID-19 pandemic.
So it started with basically like 3 sacks of black soil. I remember my friend and I and my brother digging in one section of the garden, and then it just blossomed into everything that you see here. And as it is right now, I think I've forgotten how many trees we have in the garden since basically March of 15th of March of this year. A little about 3 months, and the harvest has been abundant.
Here, Bennett grows a number of vegetables and herbs which she shares with her family and friends and even neighbors. Today, we harvested some okras and some herbs. She recounts her first harvest.
That was an amazing moment because I go into the cucumbers patch and I really didn't see the first cucumber. It was my best friend actually that found it, and he plucked it and we cut it, and I could tell you, Miss Polanco, nobody could tell me that that wasn't the best cucumber in the whole wide world. It tasted so different. And it's not just the cucumber, but it's the okra, it's the bell peppers we're waiting on. We have thyme to put in the beans. We have cilantro.
For this first-time backyard farmer, growing her produce organically ensures that they're safe to eat. But having this garden also saves a trip to the market and helps to keep money in her pockets.
I no longer have to go to the market. I can go to my kale patch and I can just pick the amount of leaves that I need for a sandwich or to make a stir-fry kalaloo with spinach. It keeps the food fresh, freshly on my table, so it's economic as well. And there's so much in terms of mental stability or psychology. It gives you that sense of peace. Something about having to till and care about the earth, Mother Nature, when it gives back to you, it's unexplainable.
It's a small backyard space that Bennett converted into a small farm, and she had to get resourceful to maximize the area and increase her crops, which she says you can do even without the yard space. To start, you'll need black soil, seeds, and water coupled with some self-determination, and the rest will follow.
Well, there's always the option of using hanging plants, and I would use, as you can see in the background here, I use plastic bags for my lettuce. So there are many ways that you can literally just start, and you don't have to be growing produce for the whole country. You just need to be able to produce enough for your home to supply your home. I don't use 5 bell peppers when I'm preparing a meal. I just need 1 or 2 depending on what I'm preparing. So it's, for me, it's self-sustainability for my family. You need just basically, as you begin, just 1 or 2 hours per day. Because I didn't have to stand at my cucumber patch. It didn't require my presence. All I needed to do was the nurturing at the beginning, and it did what it had to do in the end.
And if you're not convinced about starting an herb garden or a veggie backyard farm, Bennett says there are too many benefits for you not to.
In your own way, in your own space, you're creating a clear or filter-free atmosphere. 2, there's a psychology behind it. It gives you a peace of mind and ease. When you hear the water being showered onto the leaves, it's so relaxing. When you come out and you see your seedlings popping up, there's so much joy, and then you think about, oh my gosh, some weeks down the road I'll be getting a sweet pepper, I'll be getting a watermelon. And if, as parents, if we would do this and we encourage our children to do it, then they can learn the skills, and it's not hard. And they can continue that kind of legacy. And as a country, if we would do it, if we would do planting, it would definitely help us to have less import. So if you think in your own family unit that you may not be able to impact your country, you can.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Andrea Polanco.